Alright guys, so today we're going to use the Marcel stove and iron to provide a hard press on our mannequin. So we're going to take her hair. I've already reverse round brushed her hair, so her hair is mostly straight, but a hard press is going to give it 100% straight, going from scalp to ends, and we're going to use our Marcel stove and iron to do so. We're going to talk a little bit about the Marcel iron. The Marcel iron is a cast iron, and it's a hard, still kind of heavy iron. It doesn't have a spring, so that's why it's called a Marcel. So you kind of have to open and close it using your pinky finger or even just your thumb to expand it open or close. You can roll it in your hand just like you do the Marcel irons that we provided for you in your kit. So it does open and close. It's just a little bit heavier, so it's a little bit weighty on the wrist. I'm going to put this in my stove. The difference with the stove is, unfortunately, it doesn't have a timer or a temperature setting like your regular smoothing iron or hot tool. So because this one is non-electric, it's more manual. It's just like having an automatic car in a standard. So this will be your standard. This is something that doesn't give you like an automatic timer. It doesn't have a temperature control, so you have to do all of these things yourself. However, this will definitely give you more heat, and you can control the tension that you put on the hair, and that gives you a harder, smoother press, if that's what your guest is looking for. So this is really good for extra curly hair. You can smooth the hair out by using your reverse round brush, and then we can in turn around and do a hard press on your guest. So I'm going to go ahead and section her in 5. Right now my Marcel iron is heating up, so I'm going to section her first section. It's going to be section 1. Because I am smoothing, I'm not going to Zulu knot, I'm just going to clip my section 2. I'm isolating these sections just because I don't want any hair to get over processed by heating up the hair twice. So I'm going to do section 2, section 3. These are our same basic sections in your skills cards for smoothing and for round brushing. Section 4 is right at the mastoid. And finally, my section 5 is going to include the fringe. So I'm going to smooth my fringe as well as my last final section, and I'm going to finish up as well. Alright, so she's ready to go. I'm going to drop my first section. I am going to continually use this clip in her hair simply because as I section off with my clip, I'm going to fold the hair back, fold the hair back, and clip it away. And now it's out of my way. I'm going to readjust this. Okay, so her head is in a natural leaning position. My Marcel is now heated up. At this point, I can't really tell what temperature the iron is. So what I can do is I can test it on tissue paper. And if the tissue paper burns, that means that the iron is too hot. So I'm going to let this sit for a second and release. No burn marks on the tissue paper. However, I can smell hot tissue paper, but I can see the steam release from the Marcel iron, so I know that the iron is very hot. I can also feel the heat going towards my arm, but the tissue paper did not burn. That means I can now put this onto the hair. I'm going to actually put it back in that stove for a quick second so it can reheat, because since I took it out, it had time to cool. It's just like baking cookies. Whenever you put your cookies in the oven, if you keep taking it out, keep opening up the oven to check on it, you're releasing the heat and you're letting the heat out so it cools down. So you don't want the iron to cool down. You want to keep it at a nice, even, consistent heat. So when I go in, how I know that the hair is smooth or straight enough? Right now, I'm about 90% satisfied with the straightness of this hair. I can probably get this hair a little bit straighter. However, you can see that it does have like a lot of movement to it, and it also smooths out really nicely. But I'm going to test my limits a little bit further because I want a hard press, meaning I want it to be 100% smooth. I'm going to heat up my iron just a little more and smooth it all the way to the end. I'm going to reheat the hair. Reheat my iron. A lot of people think Marceling is an old school technique, and because now we have the new age smoothing irons, people don't learn the art of a Marcel and I think it has a lot of benefits, especially because it doesn't limit you on the amount of heat that you can use on the hair. However, the downside is if you use excessive heat on the hair, you will burn the hair and you can permanently damage the hair. It will singe and burn off. So that's something you want to keep in mind whenever you're using the Marcel, that you don't want to overuse it because it will permanently restructure the hair. You see she's nice and smooth. We're going to continue right to the top of our panel. I'm going to continue to smooth her all the way out. When I blow on the hair, that's to cool it down. If this is a real guest and she had a real scalp, what will happen is the steam coming off of my Marcel iron, excuse me, could possibly burn her scalp because it's escaping from my iron and it wants to go straight out and it can burn her scalp. So I would blow on the steam so it can release and it won't sit there on the scalp and burn my guest. The key to a great smoothing service is making sure that you get your first section right the first time, and then every section after that should mimic the first section. So if you notice, the last section that I just dropped does not look like the sections down here. So the goal is to get this all to look exactly alike. So I'm going to lift up this last section. I'm going to proceed to smooth. Now in the event your iron is hot, like right now it's at its maximum heat that I could allow for this hair texture. So I'm not going to put this back in the stove. I'm actually going to set it to the side while I reset the hair and move on to my next section because it's going to take me just a smidge longer to get ready to smooth this section. Now I'm going to reapply this in the stove and let it warm up a little more. I'm using the outside of my Marcel iron to smooth out the roots or the base of the hair. Then I open my Marcel iron and I smooth out the remainder of the hair. the camera see? Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see? Now, in the event that my iron is hot or too hot, after I test it on the paper and it burns, it didn't burn, but in the event that it's too hot, I can do one of two things. I can take the iron out and let it cool off when it's on, and let it just set out, and it should cool down. Or you can take it in, put it in a towel and wrap it in a towel really quick, and let it smother the heat, and it will release the heat. we're getting there in the background. Alright guys, consistency is key when using your Marcel iron. Sometimes you have to even have a mental timer inside of your head, knowing how long that iron has been in the stove. You see the steam coming off the iron. Sometimes if it's been in there too long, it could be a bad signal, but in this case I know exactly how long it's been in there, and you can see how nice and smooth I'm able to get my press. So I'm going for a hard press. In some areas, especially on the side of the face, I'm taking larger sections because I can put more heat to those sections, and I can do this in 1 or 2 passes, so that way I'm not overheating the hair. It's really important to have some experience with this and to use it definitely on a mannequin before a person first, because you can permanently damage the hair or burn the hair out by singeing the hair when it's too hot. So keep those things in mind if you ever think about using a Marcel iron. But notice how nice and smooth I'm able to get this hair in 1 and 2 passes at the very most. In a moment, I'm going to show you how to take the hair from ultra smooth and sleek to adding volume to the hair. Now that we're still going to have control, however, we're going to add volume, and the hair is not only going to be super sleek and smooth, but it's going to have body and volume to it. So right now I'm finishing up the fringe area. I'm going to smooth out her fringe, and I'm going to give you a final look and show you briefly exactly how smooth her hair is. I would normally finish her off with Paul Mitchell the Shine Spray, just to give her a nice glossy finish on her end result. You see how much movement she has in her hair, and all we did was use our Marcel iron and gave her a hard press. There are no wrinkles, no bumps in this hair. It is very nice and sleek, very soft to the touch, very smooth and very reflective of light. This is our final result. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you how to use our Marcel curling iron to add volume to the hair. Sometimes I guess love to have straight hair. However, sometimes straight hair is just a little bit too sleek for them. So today I'm going to show you how to use our Marcel curling iron. It's a curling iron nonetheless, just like you have a spring-loaded curling iron that plugs up to a socket. This particular curling iron is just like the flat iron that I was using, except that you put it in the stove and you control the heat. So it's great for extra curly hair, especially if it's corrosion resistant. It'll give you the opportunity to smooth the hair out like anything else. So right now, the only thing I'm going to use is my roller clips, my double prong clips, to keep it in place, because I want my hair to warm up, and I also want my hair to cool down. So the first thing I'm going to do is start right here in the crown area. I'm heating up my Marcel iron, and I'm using my soft spray by Paul Mitchell. It's the original line, and I went ahead and I'm going to add that spray to her hair. One thing I love about the soft spray, it does not stick. So this is really good for heat styles. Now, if you know anything about temperature control, especially when using a Marcel iron, you notice that I hesitated before I put the iron to the hair so the iron can cool down. When it has like a thick gust of smoke, that means that the iron is entirely too hot, and you don't have to test it on the test paper once you're used to knowing what to look for. So I waited a moment, I let it cool down, and then I added the smoke. her hair all over. So we're gonna curl her hair 100%, even in her fringe area. And I'm gonna set this as just as if I was doing a roller set placement. However, we're gonna do this with the Marcel iron. Another way you can do this is with hot rollers. If you have hot rollers, you can do that as well. If you're just setting the hair, you're gonna allow the hair to cool, and then we're gonna shape and form the hair to the head. So that way she can have tons of volume, tons of control.
The guests to have a lot more movement in the hair, a lot more body, and a lot of people like that because they want their hair to look very natural. Right now, I'm using the soft spray in this whole entire panel, and then I comb through to distribute the product, and then I'm going to section the hair off and Marcel curl the hair. my last couple sections, and right now I am just finishing up with curling on my last panel of hair. I'm just going to warm up this hair and pin it. I was very consistent with the heat distribution of the hair, making sure that it's all even and it's just distributed even throughout the hair. And I'm going to give the hair a chance to cool down. I want to make sure that the hair is 100% cool before I proceed into the next movement. So you'll notice that all the hair is going to be set and curled, and then we're going to let it cool down. However, I slowed the camera down so you can see how I wrap the hair. This is called a dry wrap. So I'm starting at the crown of her head, and I'm going to use her head as a roller, and I'm going to shape her hair by wrapping it around her head to create a roller out of her head. Now my guest has a ton of layers in her hair, so you notice I'm using my non-dominant hand to support what I'm doing. And if in the event that the layers are too short, I could choose to use my duckbill clips and start clipping up the hair just to make sure it doesn't fall out of place. But because the hair is so nicely curled, the hair is kind of forming around itself and around the hair shape. So that's what you want. You want the product just to go right around the hair shape and not fall out, so that way it can be used in the result. essentially what's going to happen is this is going to give you the result somewhat of a blowout. It's going to give you volume and control because we've already got control because we smoothed out the hair so well with our Morcel. And now we went through, and some people even like to call it a bump. We set the hair again with our Morcel curler, and we set the hair in place, and then we now are dry wrapping the hair around. Sometimes you can place a little bit of oil on your hand, like a dry treatment oil, and then place the gas under the dryer for maybe about 6 or 7 minutes just to warm up the oil inside of the hair, and then you can choose to brush it out. But in our brush out, I'm going to use a wide tooth comb, and we're going to start brushing the hair out, starting at the bottom of the neck, or the nape of the neck, and start brushing out towards the top, and then we're going to proceed to style the hair from there. Okay, now I'm going to remove my clips that I use at the very end of the hair so that way I can start combing her out. I'm going to start at the lower crown area, and I'm going to start combing her hair out using my detangling comb, making sure that none of her ends are tangled or none of her hair is tangled. I'm using the motion to kind of comb my hair opposite of what I brushed it, just so I can get her layers to form the way I want them to form. Look at that volume, how much volume she has and how much movement she has in this hair. So if the wind blows or she takes her hair for any reason, or she just really wants that movement in her hair, it's definitely there and it's effortless, and you don't have to do anything to achieve this volume except for what we did by adding that curl to her hair, just to give her that extra volume. Alright guys, we are at the end of this hairstyle, and she is gorgeous. She has tons of volume and tons of layers in her hair, and you can tell that we're going from sleek to all of this volume made such a difference. You can see where her layers pop, you can see where her layers land, and I'm going to show you the end result in just a second. I also want to make you aware that right after this we have a fun activity that you can do with your smoothing iron. It's super fun, so I want you guys to take part of that activity with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this series of thermal hairstyling. Look at that, that is gorgeous. Alright guys, you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed my time. Alright guys, for our next activity, I want you to go around your home and try to find something that we can heat up with our smoothing iron and see how long it takes for things to heat up, cook, melt, or whatever. I recently made a discovery with popcorn. So I have Jiffy Time white popcorn. This is just plain popcorn that you can find at your local supermarket or just wherever you can find popcorn kernels. There's nothing special to it. It's just literally plain popcorn kernels. And I recently made a discovery that with your smoothing iron, if you crank it all the way up to its maximum heat, and this is the Paul Mitchell Express Iron Smoothing Iron, excuse me, and the maximum heat looks like it's 400. I'm gonna take these popcorn kernels. I'm gonna let this heat up. Down in my lap. And I'm gonna take these popcorn kernels and I'm going to try to make popcorn with them and see if it pops. So let me give you a few minutes to go find something that you want to heat up with your smoothing iron and see if it pops or melts or cooks or bakes or whatever you want to do. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. Toast, maybe bread. We can see what bread will do, like what temperature that will cook at. That would be a fun activity. Maybe a cracker, maybe that would burn. I don't know. Maybe you could do something. I mean, granted, you probably want to use your smoothing iron again, so you don't want to use nothing like really gross. So probably something that's not wet, preferably just something that you can put on there and then clean it off later. But I'm going to use popcorn. And since we're going to do it right now, the trickiest part about this is making sure that the popcorn kernel stays on here so I don't burn myself, one, and then that it gets enough heat to actually, okay, so this is why it's an activity, because what's happening? Ooh, that was close. Try to get two just in case. Okay, wait. Listen. Ooh, it's warm. Alright, let me get real close. And let's just wait. I'll see what it smells like without burning my nose. Let's see if we can get some popcorn out of this. Can you see it? Let's see if the magic happens. How long do you think it'll take before it pops? Let's see. Oh, my fingernails are dirty. My guess is 1 minute. Because in a microwave, it only takes 3 minutes. Well, that's for a full batch, so I would say about 1 minute. We got it! A popcorn! A real popcorn. It happened. Let's do it again. Let's do it one more time for the non-believers. Let's see. Oh snap, I have popcorn all over my floor. The next trick is to see how much we can actually keep it on the plate. Boom. We got it. Alright. Let's see. So that was about a minute, maybe? Oh, shoot! That flew at me. I have to sleep after this. Smells like popcorn. Alright, so the key is, from what I'm noticing, you can't clamp it hard. You just have to leave it on the plate. Don't clamp it too hard. Right now, my fingers are just placeholders to see if it pops. Oh, so now my finger's burning. So, don't clamp it hard. It's going up. Right before our very eyes. Oop, there it goes. It popped. Alright, we got it. Ah! Alright, thank you. Fun activity.